So today we're taking a look at the new Redmi Note 11 Pro 5G version, and this phone is really quite a fantastic little phone, especially at the $300 price point, and I'm excited to share with you guys its capability, features and performance. So this phone was sent over to me by Xiaomi for review, and I got it as part of Xiaomi's mystery campaign. So every time you unbox this mystery box, you will get a surprise, and that's the stuff that you can review for that particular week. So I think that's something really cool that Xiaomi is trying to do here, and I really like their mystery box series. Super awesome stuff from Xiaomi. And although these were sent over to me, I was not paid for this review, so this review will solely be based on my opinion and experience with this phone. So the Redmi series of phones is Xiaomi's budget-friendly line of phones, but as we've established in previous videos, the Redmi brand is no longer associated with budget low-end products and now carries its line of pro-grade products at a budget-friendly price point, just like the Note 11 Pro 5G. So this Note 11 Pro 5G model comes in 3 different variants and have their own price point starting from 1,099 Malaysia Ringgit all the way to 1,299 Malaysia Ringgit for its flagship 8GB RAMs and 128GB of storage model. Still very well priced because frankly in today's world, a 1,000 ringgit phone is really not that expensive. So if you're interested in buying this phone, definitely check out my links in the description below. So the design of the Note 11 Pro 5G is very modern and honestly meets all the standards of today's flagship phones. The phone is quite large and tall, however it doesn't have a fat body, so holding it in the hands feels really nice, comfortable and slim. However, this is not a phone you can use one-handed since the phone comes with a pretty large screen, and you can see if I hold here, I can barely reach the top if I don't stretch my fingers. So the phone here is made of a very nice solid plastic shell, and at the back it also has a very smooth, somewhat velvety finish kind of look, but it's a bit like a glass panel you get with the iPhone 12, iPhone 13 series. Very nice to hold and is very slippery if your hands are very dry. So at the back here, you're also going to get the Redmi branding at the bottom here, and also a 5G logo to signify that this phone is the flagship 5G model. And the entire back also boasts the most critical part of this phone, which is the camera bump. And it's really like a crazy competition right now because every company is trying to see which company can come up with a camera bump that is more impressive than another company. But I think Xiaomi definitely kept it practical here with the cameras. In general, you're going to get 3 cameras here with an LED flash at the bottom there, and we're going to talk about them a little bit later on. So in terms of the button layout, there are only 3 physical buttons on the side of the phone. So you're going to get a volume rocker here as well as a power button, which also hides a fingerprint reader inside. It's really fast to detect your fingerprints, but I notice when my fingers are sweaty, the reader doesn't quite function all that accurately and it feels quite frustrating at times. So that's where the AI face recognition feature that Xiaomi has, which is really handy. So you can see that it's reading my face and it will unlock my phone. So that's pretty cool. But whether or not it really reads any of your face biometrics is questionable. I'm not too sure about that, but if your fingerprint doesn't get detected, then face unlock is also a great feature to have. So at the bottom of the phone, you're going to get your Type-C charging port to charge up your phone, and 2 speakers, so one at the bottom and another one at the top of the phone, to provide you with pretty great sounding experience overall. And we're going to talk about sound quality later on as well. And one of the features that you see less and less these days is a 3.5mm headphone jack. The reason why they have this is also very cool is because this phone is actually high-res certified, so you can use the 3.5mm headphone jack if you want high-res audio. So the Note 11 Pro 5G comes with a large display, and because of the bezel-less design, and it looks really sexy to be honest, really amplifies how large the screen is. And the phone is actually a 6.67-inch display, which is the same size as the iPhone 13 Pro Max, which is 6.68-inch, and comes with a 2400 by 1080 resolution AMOLED display with 395 pixels per inch. And this phone is really very sharp if you look at it from normal distances or even close up. They look really nice. So this screen is definitely very sharp and beautiful. Xiaomi also throws in a DCI P3 color gamut, so colors will look beautiful, natural on this phone. So this phone also comes with a 1200 nits peak brightness, and using it in sunny places isn't too bad. And the most awesome feature of this phone is definitely the smooth 120Hz refresh rate. So it's definitely silky smooth, and playing with it, of course the video doesn't do it justice because this video is recorded in 30 frames per second, but in real life it really just feels very smooth and snappy, just like the iPhone 13 Pro. But do take note that out of the box, the phone comes in 60 Hz, so it's right over here. So you gotta go into the settings and change it to 120 maximum refresh rate, and then it will just render in 120 Hz. But do take note that sometimes when your phone gets too overloaded, it does drop frame rate a little bit, but I don't see that happening too often. So the phone comes with a large 5000 mAh battery, which is pretty decently powered, to be honest, and I usually charge my phone every night for my iPhone 12 Pro. So my test to any good phone is that it should at least last me through the day, and the Note 11 Pro 5G definitely could, and even more. So with some light scrolling, YouTube videos, and also lots of notification coming in, and also I tested this phone to run the entire day with YouTube videos, the entire day, and it actually dropped the battery percentage up till today. I haven't charged this yet. It's 38% now. So you can see that even if you run videos the entire day, it's still gonna last you more than a day, which is really cool. Even if you have to quickly charge it up, Xiaomi gives you a 67-watt turbo charger, which claims to give you 50% of charge in 15 minutes and 100% of charge in 42 minutes. But my personal experience with this charger and USB cable is more like 19 minutes to 50%, 1 hour to 80%, and then it started to trickle charge its way to 100% in another hour. So I didn't really get that 42 minutes 100%, so I'm not too sure how to get that, but I have already used their charging brick and cable, but that's the performance that I got. So if you're looking for a wireless charging phone, then this phone is not for you because it doesn't come with wireless charging. So in terms of its performance, the Redmi Note 11 Pro 5G is powered with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 695 chipset, which is an octa-core CPU clocking in at a maximum of 2.2 GHz. And in terms of performance and fluidity, there is definitely no doubt that this phone is a master of it. So everything in this phone feels fast and snappy, especially when you turn on the 120Hz display. Every gesture, every movement, every app launch feels like it's no challenge for this processor. Plus the model here that I have is the top of the line 8GB RAM model, so its speed-wise is definitely not a problem for this phone. So with this phone, you can also choose between the three models. You can get this flagship one with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, or you can also get the lower 6GB RAM model with either a 64GB or 128GB storage. But if storage is something that you value a lot, then don't worry about that because this phone can be expanded with a micro SD card up to 1TB of storage. So as mentioned, this phone runs a pretty snappy Qualcomm Snapdragon 695 with either 6 or 8GB of RAMs to choose from, so you're definitely not getting shortchanged in terms of performance. However, this chipset is not perfect and I'll share with you why shortly. So there's also no clear water resistant rating for this phone, and as far as we can dig, this phone only has an IP53 rating, so it's not really waterproof. Some water splashes is okay with this phone, but definitely not submerging them. The phone also comes with a really cool liquid cooling technology, and I was thinking how Xiaomi could fit water cooling feature in this phone, but actually what it means is that they use multiple layers of graphite and copper foil to help heat dissipate better and helping the device cool faster. So the phone also comes with a Bluetooth 5.1, so that's a maximum that you can get out of this phone, and if you have new earbuds with Bluetooth 5.2 support, you're not going to be able to enjoy them at their full potential. Out of the box, the Redmi comes supported with MIUI 13 running Android 11. Not sure whether you can get Android 12 with this, but I'm pretty sure it will. So although this phone comes with a pretty sick camera setup for a phone, it's not all perfect, especially with the video quality. And the phone comes with a 3 main camera sensor, and the first main camera unit is a 108MP pro grade camera with pretty decently sized sensor of 1/1.52 inch. With that, you also get an 8MP ultra wide camera and also a 2MP macro camera, which all performs pretty well. So the problem with this camera is that the video performance for both the front and the rear camera is only shooting up to 1080p Full HD at 30 frames per second. So the problem is not on Xiaomi's part, but pretty much what this Qualcomm chipset can support. But if you're not focusing so much on your video shooting most of the time, then this phone is still pretty decent. So finally, sound quality is extremely nice and detailed on this phone, especially if you listen to them with high-res streaming from Tidal or Apple Music, since this phone is actually high-res audio certified, which is really cool. So plus having a 3.5mm headphone jack really makes this phone an absolute winner in terms of audio quality. Unlike the iPhone, although Apple Music has lossless playback, because audio is only getting transmitted through Bluetooth with AAC codec, you're not getting too much in terms of audio quality from the iPhone, which is pretty sad. So overall, is this a good phone? I would say definitely yes. Would I get one? I would say yes. Will it stay future-proof for long? That I'm not too sure. But for this price point, I think it's well worth the asking price, and you're getting so much tech with this, especially that 120Hz screen. So that is it for this review. If you find this video helpful, smash that thumbs up button, share this video everywhere, and if you haven't yet subscribed, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.